We are live. Oh, ladies and germs, go ahead and get your childrens out the fucking house right now. Have them go out and run around and play out in the mud or something. Because what I'm about to say is going to fucking make your ears burn. And I damn sure know it'd make a fucking child cry. So take your ass and get your fucking kids out the house. When all's said and done, come on back and give me a 1 in the chat. Because what I got about to say is going to piss you off. All the chillins out the fucking house right now. Get them out of the house. Because what I'm about to say is going to piss you off to the point where you're going to be slamming your fist into walls. Guaranteed. And I mean it. Because there ain't dick you can do about it. And that's why it's going to piss you off. Trust in that. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're if you've previously been diagnosed with a mental health disorder or not. It's about to fucking piss you off royally. So like I says, get all the chillins out the house. When you done got all the chillins out the house, go ahead and throw me a 1 in the comments. In the chat. I will sit here and I will outline exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, it's in the title, but I'm not sure if folks are really that keen to catch up on that shit. However, Red T Big Fuckface has some fucking choice ass words. KP, thank you, brother. Anybody else? This is your final warning. Sensitive asses out the fucking house. All right. So some fucking douche nozzle decided to make it a nationwide thing. And whoever the fuck voted for this, pray to God I never meet you in the street, down a dark alley or something. Because I swear to God, I will leave you for dead. Because there is something wrong with someone who thinks that just because they're a danger to self or others, that they have a right to tell you you cannot have your rights. If you all didn't know what I was talking about, I'm talking about the Extreme Risk Protection Order, also known as a red flag law, which is now a nationwide motherfucking thing. It used to be just 21 states across this country. Now, it's every single fucking state. Every single fucking state. So what happened to me can happen to you. And all it takes is your neighbor, your next door neighbor who does not know you from Adam, who has never fucking met you, who does not talk to you, or who hates your guts, can call the fucking cops on your ass and have you sent to a fucking loony bin. And all of your guns taken away without due process. Without due process. There's about to be a whole lot more motherfuckers who are interested in taking my side on gun reform, on gun laws in particular. There's going to be a whole lot of motherfuckers on my side pretty soon. Because guess what? You're going to have a dog in the fight. You're going to be on my level. You're going to be sitting there with no ability to purchase a modern firearm because the state done took that away from you because some dipstick decided, oh, well, you know, they appear a little bit fucking angry today. And y'all wonder why I got so much fucking patience and why I'm such a nice person most of the time and why I've got smiles for everybody. It's because, one, I live in fucking Oregon where this was already a situation. Two, I don't want to have to fucking shoot a motherfucker. I really don't. I actually actively avoid that shit. But to hear other motherfuckers says it, well, I'm just some terrible person who's going to go out there and fucking hurt a bunch of people. Even though a fucking judge ruled me mentally competent to stand trial, which kind of nullifies that sort of shit. But see, you don't get due process until after this has already been put in place. What I'm talking about is the 5150 Bakers Act in California. What I'm talking about is the extreme personal protection order in Oregon. What I'm talking about is the red flag laws across this fucking nation, which will disarm you in every way, shape, and form. You will not be allowed to fucking carry around a goddamn pencil. So do tell. What the fuck have you done lately? Because if you says, oh, well, I voted against it. No, you didn't. You just simply passively let it happen. You know why? Because you did not fucking physically eviscerate the motherfucker that decided to say, well, this is going to be law. That's on you. The reason why I didn't is because it was done before it was even my time to fucking even say a damn thing about it. Before I was 18, this fucking law passed. I didn't have a say in it. Now, nationwide is different. Nation fucking wide is different. I knew it was coming, and I tried telling folks, you know, it's coming to a fucking theater near you. Tried saying, hey, you know, this is going to end up being your life. But nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to sit there and says, well, I live in this state, but that doesn't matter because they'll try it here. No, they said, guess what? It's not going to happen here. It's not going to come to my home. They're not going to do it to me because I live in a special state. How do you feel now? I'm waiting. See, that's my point. Don't nobody even got feelings on this shit. They think it's stupid. They think it's fucking retarded. But lo and behold, it won't take much more than just somebody finally getting teetotal pissed off and turning around and be like, oh, yeah, I need to call in a fucking red flag on these motherfuckers because they're pissing me off. You know, if I was that fucking vindictive, I wouldn't have any friends. Wait a minute. I don't have many friends. Most of my friends is on the interwebs. The ones that's not on the interwebs, well, they put up with a lot of shit. See, Joe, that's the thing. They don't want you to live through it because they're afraid that you might get your guns back. So what they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up pulling this no-knock bullshit just like the ATF did. Or, sorry. Knock at 6 fucking a.m. A knock warrant at 6 a.m. that is executed poorly. That's how they're going to do that. Or right in fucking midnight, like what happened last night. Folks showed up to my fucking house and were like, well, is this the address? And I'm like, no. No, that's up there. What's wrong? And they're like, oh, no, nothing. Up there. And they didn't say nothing to nobody. They just went up and they fucking took my neighbor to mental health place. Now, I'm not the kind of person who would ever wish that on anybody. As a matter of fact, I think that you need to be able to get through your problems one way or another. I'm sure it fucking threw you off, William. Larry, Curly, Erpo, and Mo. The Three Stooges of gun control. See, that's the thing. It doesn't matter how they disarm you, they're going to try to find a way. And this is just the latest installment in the insanity that I am calling the American Buttfuck Association. Because this is literally what this is. It's a bunch of baby fuckers and butt fuckers running around saying, oh, well, you can't have a gun because I'm scared of you. Tell you what, if I'm scared of you and you are pointing a gun in my general direction, I'm going to blow your fucking brains out. How's about that? Everything else, fuck it. You're mad, go fucking punch a tree. You're mad, yell it. Yell it the fuck out. Get it the fuck out of you. But whatever the fuck you do not go quietly into that good night. Because trust in me now and believe me later, you will never again in your life be able to own or purchase a modern cartridge utilizing firearm. Ever. And I mean that ever. Fucking ever. For the rest of your natural born life, you will not be able to own or operate a cartridge utilizing firearm. Even if, right now you're like, oh, well, it's no big deal, I don't need a gun. What am I going to use a gun for? Guess what? When you change your mind in the future after maybe, I don't know, being fucking home invaded by some fucking demo rat ass fuck who comes in and fucking destroys your home and tries to fucking murder and rape your family, then you want a gun, you can't have one. Because this happened 20 fucking years ago. That's how that's going to work. And if you don't believe me, go fucking put yourself up on a fucking 72-hour hold and see what I'm fucking talking about. You ever wonder why I get so pissed off when somebody says, well, why don't you just buy a regular gun? Why don't you just buy a 9mm or an AR-15? Motherfucker, I wish I could. It's because of something that happened when I was 19 fucking years old that I had no fucking say in the state of California, that I now cannot purchase a modern firearm. I can still purchase firearm equivalents. Let that blow your fucking mind. Yeah, I can go out and get deadly weapons any fucking day of the week, but I can't have a modern firearm. Why? Well, because a modern firearm is the most effective means of self-defense. And I'm an easy target. Because I'm easy to piss off. You see how that works? That's why they don't want me having a gun. It's not because, well, I was ever crazy. Angry, sure. I've got a lot of fucking reasons to be mad. But never crazy. Never in a level of, I'm intentionally going to go out and cause people harm. In fact, I've actually gone to the point of, and this is what caught me, that fucking extreme risk protection order, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. In California, it's called the Baker Act. This is what caught me, this particular, was literally trying to not do harm to an individual who literally threatens death or bodily injury up to and including death against me and a family member of mine in public. But I went to the fucking loony bin. Because instead of going and beating the ever-loved dog shit out of this motherfucker, I turned around, got on my bicycle, and rode the fuck away. To not start a problem, to not create a fight, to get away from the situation, to remove myself from the threat. And yet, because I was so distraught when I went to go and talk to somebody to just, get that mental recalibration to find happiness and peace in my day, the police were called on me, and I went to a fucking loony bin where I was drugged and then forced to sign this fucking piece of fucking douche-ass paperwork, not the other way around. So, Erpo Spaghettios. Somebody done fucked up. You see my point? See, this is why I don't fucking think that that extreme risk protection orders, the Erpos, should even be considered. Should not even be a discussion. Because there is no recourse for the individual who is being accused. And mind you, it is only an accusation. It cannot be enforced as a law. It cannot actually be enforced. Because it is directly anti-constitutional. Directly. So it cannot be enforced legally. However, because it is state laws, at least in my particular instance, it takes a fucking goddamn decade and a half to fight in the courtrooms to even be allowed to have my own recognizance. Whoa, big words. What do they mean? That means that I have my own faculties, my own ability to do whatever the fuck I goddamn well please. Without somebody saying, oh, you can't do that, or oh, you can do that. And folks wonder why, I'm angry all the fucking time. Well, fucking lo and behold, what do you know? There's a reason for it. Shocker. Nationwide, this fucking thing goes into effect as of about a week ago. It's nation fucking wide, people. Oh, no. There's no way to reverse it. If an Erpo comes with a 72-hour hold that is extended beyond that, or there is a specific diagnosis that you have on your medical record, then it doesn't fucking matter how many times you have it arbitrated in front of a fucking court, how many times you've talked to a judge, how many different fucking court orders you have. you still will never be allowed, even if that diagnosis is found to be wrongful. Is there something wrong with this particular picture here? Because I'm knowing for myself that it's definitely fucking wrong. Me personally, I have never tried to go and inflict harm on anybody who was not in that exact moment trying to fucking murder me. So I'd like to know, how is this supposed to protect a motherfucker? How's it supposed to protect anybody? Erpo, Eric. Extreme risk protection orders. Nationwide. That's not just in the 21 states that before had that. That's in every fucking state in the union now. And people are sitting here wondering why I'm a little bit obsessed with this shit and why I'm a little pissed off about it. Let me give you some backstory. Me and my dad used to go fucking duck hunting. We used to go duck hunting every Sunday, every Saturday. We go duck hunting. My dad told me, just like when he was a kid, that when I turned 12, I'd get my first shotgun, and we'd be going duck hunting together, and I'd be shooting my own shotgun. This was something to work forwards to, something to set as a goal when I was 8 years old, because I used to go duck hunting with my dad every fucking weekend when I was 8 years old. During the duck hunting season, of course, but you get what I'm saying. Give me a second on that, Eric. I'm almost done. So I turned 10 years old and got stuck in a fucking loony bin in the state of Utah because I got into a fist fight in school because I was being bullied and people were beating me up. And I returned fire. I beat the snot out of somebody and I ended up in a fucking loony bin. So, those of you who say that Utah is not a fucking progressive state, is not a fucking Democrat-held state, well, go fuck yourselves because you're wrong. But anyways, so here I am at 10 years old. I don't realize it at the time, but I will never fucking have a firearm again in my life. Ever. After that. 10 fucking years old. Because I fought back and tried to protect myself after getting my ass beaten to a pulp in a corner with nobody the fuck around to defend me and no fucking teacher coming to my aid even though they were being dragged to the fucking scene. I ended up in a fucking in Provo State Hospital. So come 12 years old, when my mom moved us all the fuck down to fucking California and left my dad in the fucking dust, I was not allowed to get my fucking shotgun to go hunting with my dad. Literally all that I had lived for the past 2 years prior to that, 4 years prior to that. The only thing that I was working towards, I want to go duck hunting with my dad, be able to take my own birds and, you know, have that time with my dad. was not allowed to have that. Because of that particular bullshit, fast forward 6.5 years. Somebody straight up threatened my dad to my face with him standing there in front of me with the capability to do exactly what they threatened. And because I would not fucking kill that son of a bitch, because I'm just not that kind of person. And rather, I decided to take my anger and walk the fuck away, get on my bicycle and ride the fuck away, so I didn't do something that I would regret later, which I probably wouldn't have regretted it, but you know. I rode down to the fucking AA, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous, because I didn't want to get drunk. Well, behold, I was 19 anyway, so, you know, it's like not easy, but not hard to get alcohol. So, anyways, went down to Alcoholics Anonymous, and they fucking turned around and turned my ass into the fucking police on a 5150. 72-hour hold. Which, against my better judgment and my recommendation, and me sitting there saying, oh, I'm not a danger to others, and I'm not going to hurt anybody, and I'm not going to hurt myself, I'm not interested in that shit, they held me for 14 days. Which is illegal in the state of California, and against the actual law that these motherfuckers are pointing out as their fucking foundation for the Erpo. But what do I know? Because I'll never have a gun in my life. Well, never have a modern firearm in my life. And that's because the ATF controls your ability to purchase. You didn't know that? You did not know that they fucking control your ability to purchase a firearm? Because guess what, motherfuckers, they do. If you don't believe me, go down to the fucking your local firearms dealership, the dealers or whatever. Go down to your local firearms store and go ahead and ask them if you can get a firearm without going through the NICS. Tell them, no, I'm not filling out a 4473. I'm not filling out your Form 4 or Form 1 or Form 3 or Form 5 or whatever the fuck forms you want. I just want the gun. Watch how quickly that shit devolves. And then you tell me that I have an option. I want to see you lie bold-faced to me. Because I don't think you can. And even if you could, I ain't gonna fucking believe it, and you know it. Exactly, Joe. How do you think I know I can't purchase a firearm? It's not like I never fucking tried. The worst part is, I actually fucking tried a lot. I even went for a private sale. You know how well that worked out for me? If you said it didn't, you're right. There is no such thing as a fucking private sale loophole. They say that so that you be willing to go after this other side of it, of like Erpos and shit like that, and fucking the FFA and shit like that. So that you'll just go, okay, well, you know, I still have options. No, the fuck you don't. No, you don't. You just think you do. Let me show you what your options are. Here to go. You know what that is? If you said that is a fucking air gun, you're right. Here's your other option. It's a black powder gun. As you can see, the caps are on the ends here. Black powder. Those are your options. You can never own a modern firearm again in your life. And no, gifting is not allowed. As a matter of fact, if you go into a store with your son or daughter and you purchase the firearm in their name, that is considered to be a straw purchase. You're getting the gun, you're paying for it for them to have it in their name. It's registered to them. They're the ones who are going to be having it for the rest of their lives. It is not your firearm, and you have other firearms. But it's going to be in their name. All you're doing is supplying money. You cannot do that. You cannot gift a firearm. It's illegal. And that's not saying that you physically cannot fucking do that. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that's going to say, oh, but I gave my fucking gun to my son or my daughter or my dad. You know, I gave them a gun. Great. It's still in your name, and if they go commit a murder with that motherfucker, you're going down for it. If they sell it to somebody, who then sells it to somebody, who then sells it to somebody, who then sells it to a fucking gangbanger, or some gangbanger steals it from them, you're going down for it because you're the last registered fucking owner. And no, it does not depend on particular state rules. It's the ATF. It's the fucking ATF. It doesn't matter what state you're in. If I move to Idaho, I still can't purchase a regular firearm. I could purchase a black powder gun any day of the week. I could purchase a motherfucking cannon. But I cannot have a modern cartridge utilizing firearm. Even a fucking bolt action, even a single shot. So, what? In other words, no, you cannot purchase a gun for somebody else. You cannot get somebody else to purchase a gun for you. You cannot go out and get a gifted gun. A gift gun is still illegal. You have to purchase it for yourself. So, in other fucking words, once you've been placed under an EROP or EPO or Erpo or whatever the fuck, once you've been placed under the Baker Act bullshit, you can never again in your life own or purchase or have about your person a modern fucking firearm. And if somebody hands you that firearm to utilize at a gun range, they have just committed a felony. Maybe you didn't know this, but if you hand somebody a gun at a gun range, That's a felony. Literally. If that gun's in your name and it's not in theirs, and it's not the fucking gun range's loaner, which is actually licensed specific for that, you just committed a felony. Yeah, the ATF will fucking pound down your door, kill your dog, fucking shoot your mama, and then come and take you to jail. If they get you out alive. If they don't, they'll stick your carcass into fucking incarceration. Or didn't y'all know? They did that shit to Billy the Kid. I bullshit you not. If you go and you look at his fucking grave, there are bars over that motherfucker. Yes, if your friend hands you a gun because of the way that the fucking law is written and the way it reads, he just committed a felony. If you're not even if you're not prohibited, because that gun was not transferred, legally speaking, you committed a felony. Don't try and play that bullshit, Joe. That doesn't work around here. We play along the lines of the law. It's literally the only way that you can get away with it is there is a specific set of laws that allow you to do it in specific circumstances, and it has to all be assigned specifically and appropriately according to a judge. I didn't even fucking know this shit. I thought, oh, well, you know, if I have the assigned this, that, and the other, that yes, this firearm can be utilized by my son, da-da-da-da-da-da, I can go and utilize my dad's gun, my dad's pistol, as personal protection while fucking hunting. No. Lo and fucking behold, that was a crime. Didn't know it at the time, but he couldn't be charged because he was dead by then. Still, that is a fucking crime. Because I didn't have a fucking piece of paper written out, prohibited or not. There had to be a piece of paper written out. That's the way it works. That's actually the fucking way it works. And no, I'm not wrong about this. And you can look it up, Joe. These are the fucking gun laws according to the ATF. This is literally the gun laws according to the ATF. I looked this shit up. I didn't just go and spout this crap. This is the actual, according to the fucking ATF, how this works. If you're a prohibited possessor, you can have a firearm if the person who handed you the firearm has set it as a permission specific for hunting purposes only. Not for personal protection. The fact that I was carrying it for personal protection against coyotes makes it a crime. Had no fucking idea about that shit. Till I actually was sitting in a courtroom discussing it with a judge. That's literally how that fucking rolls down. You don't know this is all a crime because you've never faced it. I've faced it. I'm supposedly a prohibited person, but I can have air guns, I can have antique firearms. Last time I checked, a fucking fast-moving piece of lead is still deadly. Doesn't matter if a fucking firearm shot it or not. They're all fucking deadly. Hell, I've taken more squirrels, more rats, more rabbits, more fucking skunks with my fucking air rifle than I have ever seen taken with a fucking crossbow, for by God's sake. Honest to God's truth. I've taken more fucking animals that were pest animals with my air gun than I've ever seen taken with one of these other weapons. No, they're not classified as guns by the ATF. In some states, they are still classified as firearms, though. Anyways, my point is that this Erpo bullshit, the Baker's Act thing, is now across the United States. Any state, any fucking state. This includes Idaho, Joe. This includes fucking Ohio, metal. This includes Washington, Indy. Any fucking state in the union. You can be brought up on an Erpo. Which, if you don't know what an Erpo is, that's an extreme risk protection order. AKA red flag laws, AKA a 5150, AKA the Baker's Act. Every single fucking state in the union. Without justification, by the way. That's how these orders work. They are without justification. They are without any due process before the fact. And they are literally enforceable like a no-knock warrant. No, they're not enforced differently in different states. Not anymore. You're welcome. It's a fucking federal thing. And people wonder why I'm sitting here a little bit pissed and trying to tell you, hey, guess what, motherfuckers? We're all in the same boat now. Very soon, you will all have to go out, go through what I went through when I was 19. You're going to get this piece of paper that says, you may not purchase anything with a pistol grip for 5 years. Or until a judge arbitrates otherwise. Did you know that little second portion of that clause makes it so that unless a judge arbitrates otherwise, you will never have a firearm again. You will never have a defensive weapon again. You will never own anything with a pistol grip on it again without being literally breaking the law? And yet, I'm wrong. I'm the crazy one here. I'm the one who doesn't know what I'm talking about, even though I've been through this shit. Actually, been through it. I keep on telling folks, no, I'm not crazy. Just fucking high-functioning autistic. What they might call Asperger's. Or Asperger's, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. I don't give a shit. To me, it's a matter of the facts are. Y'all are fucking violating the Constitution of the United States, which means that you are threatening other individuals due to your fears. You are allowing your fear to threaten somebody else's rights. I'm at this point where I don't fucking care no more. I really don't fucking care no more. The only reason I don't have a modern firearm is because I don't want to fucking attract that kind of horse shit. I have plenty of other guns that are more than capable. And I use them on a regular fucking basis. I have not utilized them, as of yet, to do any harm to any other human being. But I'm not allowed to ever own a fucking modern firearm in my life. Which makes absolutely no goddamn sense because all these other things still exist. And I don't know if you know this, but when somebody's shot with a fucking modern firearm, they might have, minutes to hours to live. Whereas as if somebody is shot with a fucking compound bow with a broadhead, they have seconds to possibly minutes to live. But, we want felons to have the more effective weapon when, the more effective weapon at doing things like assassinations and shit like that. We want them to have that. But we don't want them to have the one fucking thing that literally leaves evidence on the fucking ground, makes a loud ass motherfucking noise, and lets the whole goddamn neighborhood know that you did it. No, we can't let motherfuckers who are going to go commit crimes have those. But we'll let them have something that's fucking goddamn ungodly fucking silent. To the point where if you're not looking at the motherfucker doing it, you didn't hear it. You don't know what happened. And just so we're clear, the only reason why I don't have a fucking bow, and I do have a bow, but the only reason why I don't use my bow, other than the fact that it's my dad's old bow and I really want to keep it in good condition, I am physically fucked up from the floor up, cannot fucking handle a goddamn bow releasing all that energy at once. Oh, and the worst part is that all of these laws don't make a fuck bit of difference. Because like Joe said, felons get guns all the fucking time. They literally can go down to the south side. Or go down to 4th Street. Or go down to Plymouth and Grand Jury, and go fucking get a firearm. From Casey Jimenez, or Jack Jackson. These are generic names. I don't fucking care if they're real. They're really, really generic names. It's kind of like having a name John Price. It's a fucking generic name. But you can literally purchase these motherfuckers right off the fucking street for maybe a couple $100 more markup than what would normally be for a firearm. Several thousand if it's a clean arm. But if it's not clean, if it's what they call a hot heater, anywhere from $40 on up to $500, depending on the firearm. Literally can go to the fucking slum and buy one out of a trunk. But me personally, the guy who likes to do things legally and lawfully and justifiably and do things appropriately so that I don't have to worry about cops being so far up my ass that I can smell what they had for lunch, I can't do that. I can't go and purchase it legally and lawfully and do all the fucking proper paperwork and, be that kind of good person because the law says I can't. The state laws, the federal laws now, all this other fucking bullshit says I can't. Even though I could literally make these motherfucking things. Make them. Not fucking buy them. I don't need to buy them. I can make them. Shit, when I was fucking 8 years old, I made my first firearm. Oh my goodness, you committed a crime. No, I didn't. When I was 8 years old, it was still lawful to be able to go and fucking create your own firearms in your own fucking backyard or basement. Let that blow your mind. You could make your own fucking firearms. Just so happens I made a 22 long rifle. Because it's my favorite fucking round to shoot. Oh, by the way, That's another thing, Joe, that just recently happened. If you've ever had an Erpo, you can't buy a fucking 3D printer. You can't buy a CNC machine. And this is nation fucking wide now. This used to just be California. This is nation fucking wide now, folks. You voted for it. And before you say, no, I voted against it, no, you voted for it. You just don't know you voted for it. And the reason why I can say that confidently is because I've watched that voting fucking situation. I know how it works. You think you voted for it. You think you voted against it, but you voted for it because you voted. If you didn't vote at all, then this does not apply to you. The vote has not been counted accurately since the 70s. And I mean all votes, all different voting systems, all different voting situations. The vote is not honest. If it was honest, it would be illegal. It works. It fucking works just fine. It does exactly what they want. But that doesn't mean that it is honest. But the situation is, I've always tried to do things lawfully and legally, to do things the right way. Because I'm not going to go out and fucking just go commit a murder or some shit like that. I'm not that kind of person. And I try to cover my ass. Turns out that before I even had the ability to cover my own ass, my family fucked me out of every opportunity to do what I want to do. It's unlawful for me to join a police precinct. It is unlawful for me to join the military. It is unlawful for me to be anything other than a private security guard. I can't do any kind of other security job than private. It is unlawful. I follow the Constitution. Me personally, I follow the fucking Constitution. That does not mean that all of these other laws don't fucking exist, because guess what? It's in the fucking Constitution. Or didn't you read that far? It's just that I can't do shit when my hands are tied by other people who control. And this is what I'm talking about. Supply versus demand. The demand is there, but the supply is being controlled and throttled, which means that those who cannot, or those who legally can't, will never, versus what they might need to protect their life, their liberty, their property, their families, their country. No, we can't have that, though, because even though the demand is there, the supply is being controlled by individuals who don't really give a shit. Matter of fact, this is why when people says, oh, well, we need to have more gun control and more this and more that, I'm like, dumbasses, there's plenty of gun control on the books already, and it literally fucks over everybody. You need nothing more. And if you need more, then that just tells me that either A, you are actually working against the gun control agenda, because it shows the obvious ludicrosity of the situation of gun control, for that matter, or you're that stupid that you do not realize these other fucking laws exist. That's the only two fucking options here. One, you're a fucking idiot. Two, you're actually working for the gun people, the 2A community because you are trying to show how fucking ludicrous this shit is. Because it is. I mean, it's against the fucking law to make laws about guns. Hello? Read the fucking Constitution. If you have trouble understanding it, crack a fucking dictionary. I mean, I figured this shit out when I was 3. The Second Amendment clearly states, a well-regulated militia, aka a well-trained militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not, meaning it is law that you may not, shall not be infringed. It is law that you may not infringe on those on that right. An infringement is the crossing of any particular boundary set by any particular means. Since we're doing this whole thing of you don't want to fucking crack a goddamn dictionary, simple fact of the matter is, all of these fucking gun laws are unlawful. But you test out my theorem by all fucking means. Please do so, because it will put more people in my corner. Test out my theory. Go get Erpo'd. When they take away your guns, and they take away your ability to buy guns ever again, don't say I didn't tell you so. Now, I'm going to fix a couple of fuck-ups on my videos. Bear with me a second. Things might get shaky. All right. So now that's fixed. Anyways. Go ahead. Tell me how you fucking get through it. Go ahead and tell me how you think you're going to fucking get through this situation. Because guess what? You're wrong. There's no getting through this situation. There is literally only one recourse after this. Make your own guns and fucking violently revolt. This is literally Lexington. This is the Lexington confiscation here. If you don't know what the Lexington confiscation is, look up Concord Bridge. This is the Lexington confiscation. If you don't like what I have to say, then you should have been more active in it. As in, literally walking around to other folks, shoving this shit in their faces like a puppy dog that done fucking shit on the carpet. Because I would never want one of you to have the misfortune of not being able to defend yourselves against an individual who is intent on doing you physical bodily harm unto death. And the worst part is, this is the weapon most often used for that. Not a gun. No. They don't normally use guns for that. This is the weapon most often used for that in the United States. Why? Because when guns get pulled, people die. And when people die, charges get increased. Criminals know this. They use it to their advantage. If you pull a blade, funny enough, it's actually worse than pulling a gun. But if you use a hammer or your fists, it's not. It's actually not as bad as using a gun. And you might ask, well, how is that possible? Well, let me put it this way. Utilizing a knife, you're more likely to kill somebody, which is an automatic 25 to life. Okay? Utilizing a firearm, you are utilizing deadly force, which can result in a 25 to life sentence, but more than likely will actually result in a 3, 16, and 25. For those of you who have no understanding of how this works, a hammer is considered to be a tool, a construction object, which means that it's not considered a weapon. There is not a specific standard for sentencing for the utilization of a hammer. Because hands and feet are not considered to be deadly tools, deadly devices in the legalese. It is considered to be mutual combat or assault and battery, not assault with a deadly weapon. These two things are actually different in the sense of the time you spend in prison. Not necessarily in the fact that they're both felonies. I mean, they are both felonies. They're both violent felonies. But the difference is in the time you spend in prison. For using your hands and feet, or for utilizing a hammer to do bodily harm to another individual, the maximum is 15 years. The maximum is 15 years. Whereas if you kill somebody by any other fucking means, you use a fucking pencil like John Wick, because it's a sharp object. That's assault and battery with a deadly weapon with intent to do bodily harm unto death, aka attempted murder. And if you didn't know that shit, well, now you do. That comes with a 25 to life for using a fucking pencil. No, I'm not on the run. I'm actually full legal beagle. I'm Mr. I get myself legal anytime this shit happens in order to avoid further consequences. So, anyways, if you utilize any projectile weapon to assault somebody, to actually causate a crime. All right. You are the effect of causation, not the other person's the effect of causation, which creates a defensive use and action. No, we're talking about you are the aggressor in this situation. If you utilize any kind of projectile weapon to do such, that is an automatic 25 to life. Automatically, they move towards that sentencing. Now, whether or not it comes with parole depends on the heinousness of your crime. But literally a fucking nail gun. A blank firing gun. Both of those are considered deadly weapons when utilized in a crime. And it could be you just pistol whip somebody with a fucking blank firing gun. It's still utilizing a deadly weapon in order to commit bodily harm unto death. And it's illegal. That's never stopped a fucking criminal, ever. The difference is that they register what's what, so when they go into commit a crime, they do so in a specific way so that they spend less time in prison. This is not because I want to ever do that or I look to be that kind of person. This is because I've known people who have done this sort of shit and who have lived that life, gotten out of that life. And yeah, a fucking hammer gets you less time than a firearm. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when you use a hammer to beat somebody to death, it is a lot more gory than using a firearm. A lot fucking more gory. There is a lot more rage involved. There is a lot more sadism involved. But you get less time. Tell me how those two things make any kind of sense. And I'll tell you how Erpo laws make sense. By utilizing what you are saying. Literally. It don't make no fucking sense. It literally takes a lot of energy to kill somebody with a fucking hammer. A lot of energy. Now, yes, you're because you're under a fulcrum and you're swinging a heavy object at the end of that fulcrum, you're having to put in less than would be necessary to do the same destruction with your simple fist. However, it's still not a projectile weapon. No, they're not. Crimes of passion aren't always blunt force trauma or a knife. Funny enough, I've heard of crimes of passion being bombs. So, nope. Doesn't work like that. Circumstances are actually what create crime of passion or crime of opportunity or crime of profit. Depends on what you're looking at, but yeah. No, Babbitt wasn't blunt force trauma. That was sharp force trauma with a frying pan. Or depending on which version you've heard, the frying pan, the meat cleaver, the fucking the paper shearing device. Ugh. Fuck, man. In some fucking states, if you catch your wife cheating and you kill that person in your bed with your wife in your bed, you're not going to do any time. That's actually the law. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that it's wrong or it's right or what have you. I'm just saying that's the law. Just like these Erpo laws are across the fucking country now, in every fucking state, because they federalized it. And see, you would have to go through arbitration. This isn't even real court, by the way. This is not a real courtroom. This is an arbitration, meaning you don't get a jury, you don't get an advocate, you don't get a lawyer, you don't even get to have fucking access to the law library. You have to defend yourself against an accusation in front of an arbiter. Yeah, it's all right, excessive. I'm ranty McFuckface today. I'm an asshole today. So, don't take it personal. Most of the time here, it's all, lovey-dovey and laughing and having a good time and joking about and drinking beers and whatnot. And, that's the Freedom Forum. So right now, this is just a rant about people being dumbasses and allowing shit to happen rather than literally, outright just doing what they're saying instead of fucking just saying it. When gun laws are I will become an outlaw. Guess what, motherfuckers? I'm an outlaw. I'm not saying it, I'm just doing it. Because let's be clear, I've always been known for using my hands to defend myself. That's my thing. I got into mixed martial arts because of that. I've got a shattered fucking jawbone because of that. Kind of hard to see with the beard, but there's no cleft right there on that side. It's because it's gone. There is a cleft on this side. Yeah, I had my fucking jaw vaporized. My point is that these people, they don't care because they are not subjected to the same fucking laws you are. They have workarounds. You want to know how I know this? Let me put it this way. My Uncle Billy was actually taken to jail for streaking in a family park. Drunk off his ass, yeah, sure, whatever, but taken to jail for streaking in a family park on the 4th of fucking July. He can have firearms. He can purchase firearms any day of the week, and he can have them all over the fucking place. He can have them in his house, whatever, just so long as he doesn't take them onto the fucking airliners like he did one time, which still he can fucking buy guns. Still. But I can't. I've not actually broken any of the laws he broke. At all. As a matter of fact, I have fucking walked a goddamn straight and narrow since I was fucking 21 years old. To the point where I've not even fucking broken the law in one time. Well, save for what I had to do in order to save somebody's life. But I figured, that kind of balanced itself out, But no, he could go and fucking purchase a gun anytime of the day he wants, any week he wants, fucking walk out pretty much the next day with that motherfucker. He lives in California, by the way. The man is batshit fucking crazy. And I mean that. With all the love in the world, I mean that. He is batshit fucking crazy. I've seen fucking more wise decisions come from his grandson, who is 5 years old at this point. You know what that means? This man, who is a fucking criminal and has broken laws that should make it so that he should not be allowed to have a firearm, can still have modern firearms, can still go and buy modern firearms and do all that extra fun shit. But me, who's not a fucking criminal, can't. Now, why is it that he can and I can't? Because he owns a fucking car dealership? Or 20? Yeah. My business is that I'm a jack of all trades and a master of many. A bladesmith, a fucking animal trainer, an exotics animal caretaker, a firearms enthusiast, a marksman, and a perfectionist. I personally cannot purchase a modern firearm because of Erpo, because of the Baker's Act. But this man who fucking literally streaked in front of children, trust me, I fucking hate that motherfucker's guts. I don't want to fucking talk to him. I don't ever want to see him again in my life. This is the man who fucking actually is the reason why I can't get a fucking gun, because he made it a fucking effort for himself. But I digress. This man can go purchase firearms any day of the fucking week. He's shaking his willy out there in front of fucking everybody and God, but he can go and get a gun. Because he has power. Difference is the honest guys like me, like you, well, welcome to my hell. Oh, by the way, if y'all didn't know, I smoke weed because of a medical reason. I've been holding off on it because I'm trying to sit here and talk at you and tell you what's going on. But I need to take my medicine because I have a physical fucking problem. Not because I have any reason otherwise. I'm not addicted to drugs or none of that shit. I have a 20 or 36-inch suture, trauma suture, running the length of my guts. Because after I was secluded from having a firearm, but before I was actually having a chance to be a man, 25 years old, I got stabbed in the fucking chest by a home invader with my own fucking knife after he beat the shit out of me. That's why I have a shattered jaw. That's why I have a fucking titanium plate in my head. Literally. That's a titanium plate. Let me see if I can actually get it to ring for you. Oh, it's plastic, but bear with me. Yeah, I've got a fucking titanium plate in my jaw. And in my fucking top of my head. One here. And one here. Nope. Not magnetic. Doesn't show up on the fucking the metal detectors. But anytime that there's like, microwaves around me or something like that, shit fucking vibrates and makes my fucking migraines way bad. But whatever. Anyways, all of that stems from the fact that I was not allowed to have a firearm at the time. I was literally trying to get into the Army to fix that problem at that moment. Literally going through the paces of trying to get through the fucking, going and doing arbitration and military service and this, that, and the other to fix all of those fucking problems that were created for me by my family. And people wonder why I'm so pissy about fucking Erpos. I was never accused of a crime at the time. Never fucking accused of a crime. Not just even, no, he committed a crime to save somebody's life. No, at that point in time, I'd never fucking committed a crime in my life. Never even been accused of it. No. I was a Knight of fucking Columbus. I was a 3rd degree Knight of Columbus at that point in time. I was a militiaman running around with fucking civilians, keeping our country safe internally. But I could not own a personal protection firearm, meaning I couldn't have a pistol. Had a rifle. Didn't have it with me at the house because guess what? You can't have that sort of shit when you're going into the Army. I was at my brother's house doing a fucking going away party. They went to go get more booze. This dude barged in while fucking they were all gone. Left my ass for dead. Yeah, I know, William. I know that. Funny enough, I could literally sound crazy if I wanted to go that fucking route. But anyways, yeah, all of this shit happened and stems from one dickhead saying, "Oh well, I'm scared for him. Can you please take him to the mental health institution?" That's literally where all that stems from. That's why one of my eyes looks this fucking way. Or sorry, this way. It's kind of hard to see because of the sheen. But yeah, one of my eyes stares off this direction. My left eye cannot see straight anymore. I can't hear that well out of my left ear. Funny enough, my right ear is the one I'm half deaf in because a shotgun went off next to my head when I was a kid. But this is the ear that's damaged, as in bones were crushed. All of this shit stems from, at the time, I was trying to follow the law to the fucking letter, not purchase a black powder gun because my brother was on probation. So, I couldn't really have a gun at his house anyways. Me trying to follow the fucking law ended up with me in a fucking hospital in traction. What fucking instance? What reasoning do I have to follow the fucking law at this point? But yeah, I shouldn't have guns. I shouldn't have modern firearms. Whatever, man. I smoke pot because it helps keep me from getting too angry. Because adrenaline is what really kills the fucking pain. Imagine that. No drugs kill the pain. No drugs on this planet kill the pain. And it's fucking crippling. I take something to calm me the fuck down so I don't have a heart attack. Because also I have hypertension now. I've had that since I was about 10 years old, but anyways. That's all because of drugs that the fucking state put me on because I was crazy. This is what I'm talking about with this bullshit. It is all bullshit that they foisted upon me. It is all bullshit that they are foisting upon you. And you're letting it fucking happen. Me, I got mad. I threw blows. I fucking swung motherfuckers. I went and fucking attacked motherfuckers for telling me shit like that. So I ended up in a lockdown facility until I was 18. But, yeah. My calm ass fucking demeanor was shattered by somebody trying to foist chains upon me. I'm an American. Them's fucking fighting words. I want to make that abundantly fucking clear. You can't have a gun. Them's fighting words. You have to do what I tell you. Them's fucking fighting words, motherfucker, and you might find out. I ain't got to do shit. Especially since you didn't ask. That's where I'm at. I'm just a calm, nice motherfucker until you step on my dick. Then I get mad, as any man should. My calm demeanor exists right up until the point where my health, safety, pursuit of happiness, liberty, or life are threatened. At that point, all fucking bets are off. I'm no longer Mr. Nice Guy. I'm courteous to a point, and I'm cordial after that. When cordiality is no longer a possibility, I am so abruptly physically violent that a man would do well to run for the hills. And that's the way it is. It's the way it should be for everybody. I can be courteous to you. I can be cordial to you when I can't be courteous because I have that capability of withholding myself and not fucking tearing off on your ass. That being said, if at that point you decide to put hands on me or you decide to threaten my life in any other motherfucking way, son, I will put your ass in a grave. I'm not playing no more. I'm not being Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I'm not sitting there going, you know what? You threatened my life, so I'm going to do something that I'm going to be the bigger guy and I'm going to walk away. No, fuck you. You threatened my life. I'm going to blow you the fuck away. And yes, it's all because of complacency that this shit all evolved into what it is. Complacency. Yeah, it's the nice guy that snaps. That's why, one of the many reasons why growing up, it was always like, dude, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to this. I don't want to that, because I knew, even back as a kid, look, I'm probably going to not end up hurting you very bad. I'm also probably going to end up getting hurt pretty bad. I don't want to fight you because I'm going to fight fucking dirty because I know that shit. I don't want to fucking fight you. I mean, I've always said that way. Folks, I do not fight. Not anymore. Hell, I used to fight I used to do the whole MMA thing. I used to go to and train at UFC gym. I used to fucking do street fights. I was a mixed martial arts street fighter for a long fucking time because I couldn't own a gun. I said, fuck it, I might as well. That does not mean that any of those fights were not mutually agreed upon. Every time. That's a big fucking deal for me. I'm not going to fight somebody who doesn't want to fight me. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to fight anymore. That's why I don't fight. I just fucking, I've got zero fucking tolerance. I'll fucking finish it. I'll end it. I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to have a good time. Let's all just, be happy and relax and have fun. That's how I am. And when people push me to that level of, I'm going to fucking tear you a new asshole. At that point, I don't fucking care no more. Which is precisely why I end up fucking getting the raw end of the deal all the time. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, Kentucky. I am too fucking old to fight. I'm 37 years old. I've had my prime. I'm out. I ain't as good as I once was, but motherfucker, I'm good. I'm just as good once as I ever was. And if I'm as good once as I ever was, it's still a reason to leave me the fuck alone. Don't be stepping on my dick. Don't be starting no shit with me. Don't be going and fucking none of this shit. I'm not looking for it. I'm not interested in that. If I was interested in it, son, there'd be bodies hitting the ground. That's how I used to fight. So I don't anymore. I really don't. It terrifies me to fight people. Not because I'm afraid of fighting. It's because I'm afraid I might kill someone. Because my fighting style is a fucking fight stopper. It is not designed for continuing the fight or being sporting. The method that I fight with was literally designed by a few different militaries to be a killing art. No, I'm not talking about McMap, even though McMap is pretty fucking close. Let's see here. Let's go over the mixed martial arts that I learned, the disciplines that I learned and incorporated. Starting off with the first thing I ever learned, karate. And the second thing I ever learned, taekwondo. And then the third thing I ever learned, jeet kune do. And then the fourth thing I ever learned, Muay Thai. And then the fifth thing I ever learned, Krav Maga. Five different fucking disciplines that I learned really fucking well. That's not including the theorem behind Bushido, which I also did a study on for about a year. It's That's not including the fucking jiu-jitsu that I learned from Gracie, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Los Angeles. From, the couple of classes that I went and I took. That does not include those. That's just including what I really fucking know well. Of course I train with weapons, dude. Of course I train with... I've got fucking guns. I make swords. I make knives. Of course I fucking train with weapons. Of course I do. I mean, but I did a year of theorem of Bushido. I mean... could throw a knife. I could fucking sit there and do all sorts of shit with it, fancy doodads and whatnot. I know how to use any kind of knife as a weapon. By the way, this is not a fucking regular knife. This is a leather cutting tool. I train with everything. You know, Gracie, yeah, they've got badass. They've got badassery involved, but and don't get me wrong, you know, I've said before, you know, that jujutsu is and I do this as kind of like just talking shit, mind you. I want you to understand that it's always as a matter of I'm just talking shit when I says that. I'm not actually saying it like I mean it. Because if you've ever fought a jiu-jitsu fighter, they are fucking ruthless. But you know, sometimes you'll see comments that I left on a video or something, or you know, we'll be talking shit and just you know, back and forth, and, you know, nudge, nudge, ha, you fucking do jiu-jitsu, you fucking asshole, you like being on your back, don't you? You know, shit like that. But that's why my style is the way it is. I will let you stand back up. It's kind of like point karate meets You Should Stay on the Ground from John Wick. It's actually really close to the way I fight. Like I said, I do not fight for fun anymore. I don't do that for fun anymore because I'm too fucking physically injured to do that. But I enjoy the martial arts. I do. It's good for your physical well-being. I mean, look, I don't have a fucking thick ass neck. I'm not some fucking tubby teddy. All right. I'm skinny. I'm in good fucking physical condition, even though I am fucking tore up from the floor up. It's the martial arts that help me with that. Physical body conditioning, discipline. These things are important. And I learned all this shit because I knew I couldn't have a firearm. Because I already saw it coming down the pipe. Oh, I failed to mention to folks a lot anymore. I'm a Mensa genius. My tested IQ is 163, 164, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's 163. Or no, 168. My bad. I have a tested IQ of 168. I was accused of cheating on the SATs, on the fucking IQ test. I was accused of cheating. By the way, that's impossible because a fucking computer grades the tests. Just saying. There's no cheat sheet for those tests. But anyways. Dude, I've had a fucked life. I've had people that fucking literally threw the world at me and said, oh, well, fuck you, Blaine. Because they hate me, I guess. I'll put it this way, look. Just because you were too interested in being the cool kid in class and being the class clown means that you did not pay attention in school. You did not pay attention in school. I did. That's why I wasn't the class clown. Instead, I was the clown after class. I was the dude in the fucking, in the backyard sitting there and mixing fucking rabbit turds and fucking drain cleaner and making explosives. That was me. So, all these other idiots that were in the classroom and whatnot sitting there, oh, I'm the fucking baddest. I got the nicest cool clothes and whatnot. Dude, I didn't get a fucking pair of J&Co jeans until it was a matter of I was getting beat up because I didn't have them. Yankee, that's your own fucking fault, asshole. You should have gone and fucking found something to, not bore yourself. That's one of the beautiful things about being in a classroom with teachers that actually know what the fuck you're doing. You know what the fuck they're doing. They realize that, hey, maybe you know this shit, so if you're going out and you're fucking finding something else to do that is constructive, maybe they should leave you alone and let you do it. Where did I learn better life lessons? Funny enough, the school of hard knocks. Because my daddy wasn't around. Yeah, in grammar school even, Yankee. As in, grade school. For those of you who are not aware, I went to St. Paul's Lutheran Church and School in Ogden, Utah. I went to a parochial school for grade school where they taught you individually. They allowed you to learn at your pace. My pace was as I was reading college level encyclopedias in the 3rd grade. Cat, what's up? I'm pretty sure I know who that is. How are you, brother? Anyways, yeah, like I said, I just fucking, I'm seeing all this stupidity. And the fact that people around me, all right, I look at the population as, the population of the country as people around me. People around me are literally fucking sitting there going, well, this is a good idea. I guess we need more gun laws. It worked in California. No, it didn't, by the way. It never worked in California. In fact, it was counterproductive in California. And I'm living proof of that, surprisingly enough. Thank God I'm living and not dead. But yeah. That's how that works. It doesn't. But nobody ever is going to fucking see me talk about this shit. Nobody's going to ever fucking deal with that shit. Having me at the forefront. The reason why? I'm spent on that shit, dude. I've already fucking said my piece. I've talked my piece. I've fucking voted my piece. I've told my piece. And nobody was listening when I did. So now, y'all got to deal with it on your own. And live through the fucking shit I lived through. All I can say is karma's a bitch. Have you had enough yet? Or would you like another bowl of shit? I'm serious about that shit. I'm literally on the level of, look, you told me I was crazy. But half the shit y'all motherfuckers say is so motherfucking batshit crazy that if I said that when I was younger, I would have been in a fucking mental institution until I was in my fucking grave. But nah, y'all ain't crazy. Whatever. Nope. Crazy people make me fucking walk away. And I'm hard to deal with, anyways. Not to mention, I look like hammered shit, so. Yeah, I ain't got nobody in my life. I'm happy about that. I'm what they call a MGTOW, 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 Magata. I don't fucking know. One of the men going their own way. I went my own fucking way. I help mama and I help my sisters and whatnot and my family, but I'm gonna try and fucking affect my own life for the better. Doesn't matter where I go, what I do, I'm just gonna fucking try and make it better for myself because fuck everyone else because they fucked me over. So it's not so much man going his own way. It's more of Blaine has become fucking disillusioned with the world and is sick and tired of fucking society. I'm not red pilled. I'm not black pilled. I'm not blue pilled. Fuck the pills. I'm all natural. I'm one of the guys that I still hold on to the wisdom of my dad. I'm not like one of these motherfucking. Oh, I'm sorry. I will hardly ever fucking apologize. If I apologize, it's because I know I did something really fucking bad and stupid, and I'm sorry. And I am genuinely sorry. Not, we'll let my feelings get in the way. And now my charge is getting in the way of the fucking live stream, so hang on a sec. There, that's better. Yeah, I'm content with my own company most of the time. Normally, if I want to talk to somebody, I got my dog. Funny enough, he's more scintillating conversation than most folks. Crazy as it may sound. That dog is smarter than your fifth grader. I'm the guardsman on. I've been on YouTube since 2011. I wanted to utilize this channel as, a chronicle, basically, of my life and, being in the army and things like that, and which it fell through, didn't pan out. But that's the reason for the guardsman nom and the 134 on the back end. Yeah. Nominee 134. Part of the Minuteman program. I was supposed to be in 11B1C. Infantry. Charlie. Cannon fodder, basically. That's what I was supposed to be. Instead, I got into surviving being stabbed and got into prepping and doing the Minuteman thing, and that's what I put up on the YouTube is my content. I do all sorts of prepping. I alternative weapons because firearms are not an option, and for a lot of folks, firearms are not an option. I'm giving legal options. That's my interest is. Because I've always been Mr. I'm legal beagle. I don't want my fucking videos to fucking basically fuck me over in the long run or in the legal aspect. That's why I do everything legally anyways. But yeah. That's what I got into YouTube to do, is to basically be a situation of, here's my heart, here's my hand. How may I help you, sir or ma'am? Seeds in the ground. That's where they're at, cat. Seeds in the ground. No. Excessive. I am not glad I missed the Army. I am not glad that I missed out. Because at the time that I went to sign up, it was still the fucking United States Army. I don't know what the fuck you call that now. It's not the Army anymore. Dude, I was going to go in, not right into the fucking thing, so whatever. Yeah, that's my point. I'm not happy that I missed out on that. I would have loved to have been in the Army. I wanted to be. Yeah, I probably do need to get a pitchfork and just keep on forking them. But here's the thing, brother. I have a rat problem. And I'm not talking about the snitchy motherfuckers down the street. No, I'm talking about the little bastards that get into my chicken feed and bite my dog and attack me while I'm sitting here in the woodshed. I have rats. Big fucking ROUSs. But yeah, I'm not happy that I missed out on the Army. I wanted to be in at least one of the branches. That's actually a whole story in itself, a very interesting aspect of my life. The first place I went to go and sign up with wasn't even the Army, it was the Navy. I wanted to go and sign up with the Navy first because my granddad was in the Navy. And several of my other family members were in the Navy. My sister was in the Navy. My whole family are fucking military. Going all the way back to the foundation of this country. So me missing out on fucking being allowed to be in the Army was a big motherfucking deal. I have to make my legacy somebody else. I do not need a cat. I have chickens. I've actually had to stop cats from killing my chickens. I do not need a cat. They don't do shit about the rats. There are farm cats from fucking God's east to God's west in this country. All right. And the city here is chock full of ferals. They don't do a damn thing to stop the rats. Oh, fuck yes, the Army culture's changed in the last 10 years. Holy shit. In 2012, when I went to go and sign up with the United States Army, to now, let's look at the differences. Don't ask, don't tell, it's still a thing. Push-ups as a punishment was still fucking allowed. Drill instructors drilled your ass rather than, well, I've got to follow certain specific Army regulations and rules, so I can't sit there and get in your face anymore, but you're going to fucking do what I tell you to, damn it, because I'm trying to save your life. No, it used to be, motherfucker, you better goddamn well listen to me, because if you come back dead, it's because you didn't fucking listen. Do you understand me, dumbstuck? Do you understand me, Gomer? That's what I was looking to get into. That was the part of that was the military I wanted to be in. A real man's military. Whatever the fuck this shit is now, I'd rather be in the militia, thank you. At least in the militia, I know we have a fighting fucking chance of defending our country. In the military, fuck that shit, dude. You just more likely to be over fucking run while people sit there and clutch at their pearls while their fucking fingernail gets a scratch. And I'm not talking about the women. Yeah. The cat, if it wasn't for the fact that, I didn't make it to MEPS because my going away party, I got stabbed. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be a situation of I missed out on the Army. I'd have fucking gotten into the Army. Because at the time, it wasn't a situation that was a problem. Everything was turning around. Everything was going righteous for me. Of course, the advice that I got from the recruiter was, you should stay in the militias. You should continue with the militias. It's a better fucking opportunity. It's a better option. Where the military is going from here is going to only go downhill. You'd be better off staying out of the military, bro. That's what he told me in the fucking recruiting office. Staff Sergeant, you were correct, sir. I wanted to be in the Navy first. It didn't fucking pan out. I wanted to be in the Coasties after that. That didn't work out. I didn't have the time to put in that they wanted. That was what it was. And I did not have the effort they wanted. So there you go. So that's when I decided, all right, you know what? No, I'm going to fucking sign up with the Army. Maybe the Army will be, right. It'll be the right fit for me. Apparently not. I quit smoking and drinking and anything else for 6 fucking months straight. See, I wasn't offered military or jail. You know that, Yankee? I wanted to be in the military. Wanted to. I mean, when you grow up in a family that is got the history that my family's got, all right. And if you don't know, go ahead and take a look at my community page. You will see. I have a post there about my grandpa, my grandma. My grandpa served at the tail end of World War II in Korea and Vietnam. He was a Navy Seabee. Special Warfare Construction Battalion. Yeah, my granddad was a fucking badass. My dad built fucking Trident missiles for the United States Navy. And Tomahawk missiles for the Navy and the Air Force. I wanted to do something with my life. I was not allowed to. So now I'm at the point where, because having a truck allows me to do things, to affect my own life, I'm not allowed to have my own fucking vehicle. Because apparently, when I say I need certain tools in order to get my vehicle unstuck from the side of the mountain, people think that that's invitation for them to take control of my life. Dude, I've got a fucking blown ankle, 2 bad knees, sciatic nerve issues. My back is in fucking shambles. It's been like this since I was 10. They were still willing to accept my ass. Right up until I got stabbed in the fucking chest and put into traction. So, I think it has to do with the branch you were trying to get with, brother. The Army was like, fuck it. More bullet fodder. Yeah, the Marine Corps. I never tried to sign up with the Marines. And I think that it's probably a good thing I didn't. To be honest. White horse. Neither care and will take damn near you. Okay. Because, again, you can't get in the Marine Corps if you've got felonies or if you've got bad knees or flat feet. Well, not flat feet. That can be corrected. If it needs to be corrected, mind you. But if you've got bad knees, if you have back issues, normally the Marine Corps won't take you. If you have a felony on your record, even if it's just a minor one, they won't take you. The Army will. But you still have to be able to commit yourself to the tasks they put you in. And so, you still have to make a passing grade in certain things. Like, yeah, if your knees pop and crackle and whatnot, the Marines ain't going to take you. The Army might, but they're going to stick your ass behind a desk. And I do know this. Yeah, see, that's the thing. The Navy wanted you because you wouldn't be having to run everywhere or do none of that shit. You're not having to sneak through the fucking jungles. Unless you're in the fucking SEALs, in which case you're not going to make it through buds. I'm just going to tell you that nobody with blown out knees is going to make it through buds. That's just not happening. I mean, the obstacle course alone would fucking throw your ass. And then on top of that, you've got to deal with freezing ass cold temperatures. You've got to deal with fucking swimming in frigid waters. You've got to deal with near hypothermic situations. You have to deal with sleep deprivation and sanity checks and fucking menial degradation. I mean, you wouldn't. Nobody. There's no way that you'd have been a SEAL. And it's not trying to be mean, brother. I'm saying that as kind of like, I wouldn't have been either, even though that's what I wanted to do first. I knew what I was up against, and I was still going to fucking go and try it. But I knew that the probable outcome is I wasn't going to make it through it. Just trying to say that I tried, that was a big fucking deal for me. But I wasn't even allowed to fucking try. Yeah, my favorite fucking quote from any kind of recruiter was, "Well, you will cease to exist, and your family will not be compensated if you die." Yeah, that's the direct quote from the fucking recruiter. Foreign Legion. Yeah. Them Frenchies are some fucking badass sons of bitches, man. Look, I make fun of French people a lot, but seriously, do not fuck with the Foreign Legions. Do not fuck with the Legionnaire. They will end your ass. And this is just, me being PG rated about it. Because I know exactly what they can fucking do. Not that I've ever was part of the fucking French Foreign Legions. I will point that out right now. I was never part of the Foreign Legion, and I wouldn't. Not unless I was in a particular situation of dire straits and no return. I'm an American. I don't speak French fluently enough. Yeah, no, I'm fucking not handing my passport over to anybody. You want my passport, you can pry it out of my cold dead fucking fingers, along with my guns. That's how I feel about that. It's literally, I am an American citizen, and to take that from me, you had better be willing to take my life. And I'm not going to make it easy. And I kind of fucking have very good reason for that. I mean, like I said, my family's legacy is we have literally fought for America in every single fucking conflict, going back to the foundation of this country. And my family members have either fought or died in every single conflict that the United States has been a part of, going back 250 years. All right, Kit. You have a good one, brother. I mean, yeah, of course I'd want to carry that torch. It's a thing of, look, anybody in their right mind sees that this is what my family's legacy is. This is what my family has done. So of course I'm going to try and affect, that, to continue to add to it, to do better, to do part of. Doesn't necessarily have to be, the one-upmanship shit. Just part of. I got to take this, folks. I'll be right back. Still here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was my brother. Um, yeah, if y'all didn't know, I have an adopted brother. Awesome motherfucker. Lives down in Los Angeles. Still. Um, yep. Thereabouts. Shit. Look at the. Go ahead and look at the history of the Price family, the Smith family, the Blacks, the Tanners, the Cutlers, the Carusos, for that sake, the Herseys, the Fuscos, the Gillettes. Yeah. I bullshit you not. My family has been in every fucking single fucking conflict in this nation's history. And they are every last one of them fucking heroes to a point where you look at their exploits in combat and you go, holy shit. Wow. I mean, the reason why I sit there and I tout my granddad is because he's actually the least of us. He's got the least accolades. Have you seen my granddad's fucking charter, folks? Have you seen it? If you haven't, it's on my Reddit page in my Valorian cheese community. My granddad's fucking charter is so goddamn decorated. There's almost no ribbons without a medal attached to it. And there are more ribbons than I can fit on my hand. My granddad was Lieutenant Commander John James Price Sr. Not just anybody. And he did the least amount, supposedly, according to the fucking military archives. You know, one of my cousins actually has a fucking Medal of Honor. No lie. Died in combat. Medal of Honor recipient. You can look it up on a fucking Medal of Honor plaque. Last name is Smith. Died back, long ass fucking time before I was born. But my point remains the same. My family is fucking chuck full of fucking heroes. Saviors. Motherfuckers that actually went out and did the shit and got fucking dirty and got hurt and whatnot. Me? I am a peon. I'm a nobody. My fucking claim to fame is that I stopped a murder from happening. And literally almost got caught the case myself. That's my claim to fame. I fucking stopped a murder from happening and almost caught that case myself. I showed the corruption of our government firsthand. That's my claim to fame. I don't fucking like that. Personally, I'd much rather fucking died in Iraq or something. That's really what it fucking comes down to. I am so fucking disgusted with the way our country's run, with the fucking hoopla bullshit that we are allowing to fucking happen now, that I can honestly and competently say I would have rather have fucking died in Iraq in a fucking goddamn run-of-the-mill infantry unit, literally as bullet fodder before I'd done a goddamn thing, than have the fucking shit that I'm dealing with now. Of course, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't. All that fun shit. I'm literally Mensa grade shit. And, you know, of course, if he's Mensa, he's mental. Right? Not a fucking tobacco almost. And I still don't have my truck back. But, you know, yeah, I'm to blame for all the fucking shit in the world. I blame Blaine. You know, fuck it, it rhymes. No, it doesn't. But anyways, that's my rant for the day. Y'all motherfuckers go have a good ass fucking time. Maybe in the near future I will do a fucking freedom forum just for the fucking shits and gigglies of it. But as it stands, I got too much fucking work to do. And I've been watching this shit go on in our country for so long and calling it on the money for so fucking long that I swear to God, motherfuckers should start betting on me. Literally. Is he going to get this fucking prediction right? $100,000 says he's right. That's not fair, man. That's just getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I joke about it, but hey, it's true. Fucking my predictions have come true every single fucking time. I said back in 2010, before I was even part of YouTube, this is wrong. Y'all motherfuckers know it's wrong, and it's gonna come back to haunt you. It will literally come back to haunt you because it could be used against anybody. You just have to be in California, not be a California resident. That's what I said at the time. Now it's nation fucking wide. Reap what you have sown, motherfuckers. The whirlwind is not carrying chaff this time. It is in the thorn tree. So, like I says, y'all motherfuckers have yourselves a good ass time. And mayhaps in the near future, well, everything will work out. Fuck, a man could dream, right? As it were, this has been another fucking rant about the damn Three Stooges and their crazy ass bullshit. And motherfuckers, I am Ye Old Guardsman, and I am fucking out.